Discuss about what we studied till now. We studied that there's a preprocessor. The functionality of preprocessor is that it expands the shorthand which are called as macros in the source language statement and collect all the modules of the source program. Okay, and even see the line number is also taken care by macros. Okay, let me tell you step by step what do I mean by the line numbers. Assuming that there's a program like this, hash define n as 5, there's a main function and we are taking integer a with size n. Okay, we are having a program like this, and this is the line number 1, line number 2, and this is line number 3. We can have multiple lines like this. Now when we give this program to a preprocessor, first of all preprocessor is going to resolve all these hash define statements. That means wherever there's an n in the program, it is going to replace all the n's with the value 5. Secondly, it is going to remove all the new line characters. That means from here to here there's a new line, from here to here there's a new line, from here to here there's a new line, from here to here there's a new line. It is going to remove all the new line characters. That means it is going to make the entire program in one single line. Okay, but after making the one single line, you see sometimes you get some compilation error, right? There are two types of error. There's a runtime error, there's a compile time error. Compile time error is when you have some syntactical error, and that syntactical error is generally given in case of line numbers, right? And during runtime also sometimes you give errors with the line numbers. And you see, even if you give the program in one single line to the compiler, then compiler reads it. Compiler does not require the program in multiple lines. But if the compiler does not have the program in the multiple lines, then how does the compiler is supposed to tell you that there's a error in this particular line or there's an error in any particular line? That complete thing is taken care by the processor, a preprocessor, which tells that this particular line is there. It is going to maintain the line numbers also. Even if it is removing this new line characters, it is maintaining the line numbers. It will tell that there is an error in this particular line. Now there is an assembler. So assembler translates the assembly language program into relocatable machine code that we already discussed. There's a linker. It allows us to make a single program from several files of relocatable machine code. That means if there's a function which is there, maybe it is the header file stdio.h. There are multiple functions here. Maybe there's a stdlib.h and there's a main function which we already created. So it is going to link all of them together, so that if we call some function from this module, we will be able to use that functionality. Or you can say it is going to resolve the addresses of this linked modules. Like we have a printf statement call here that it is going to resolve the linked module from this file. Now there's a loader, and when I'm saying the loader, the process of taking relocatable machine code and loading it to the memory, or can say altering the relocatable machine code, placing the alternated instruction data in the memory at proper place is called as loading, or that is done by the loader. That means if there's a secondary memory and there's a program here which is having relative addresses, so you are going to relocate this one into the main memory, and in this main memory you are going to give it to a loader. That means this loader is going to give the exact absolute addresses to these instructions. Okay, that is done by the loader, correct? So this is the entire process. Now here you see that in case of compiler, there's a compilation process. This compilation process is divided into two specific parts. Number one is analysis part, second one is the synthesis part. When I'm saying analysis part, that means we are going to divide the source program into tokens. That we will see what is a token in the later videos. Don't worry, don't feel like you are not understanding this one. Even if you face any issues with these lines, we are going to take every single line separately, and there's a chapter based on, in this complete series of videos, there's a chapter based on this every single line here. Okay, all these lines are actually representing a chapter separately into this entire course. So see, when I'm saying analysis part, first of all we are going to divide the entire program into tokens, and then we are going to group the tokens into syntactic structure that is done by the syntax analyzer. There are multiple parts in a compiler. So you can see in the compiler there are multiple parts. Number is a lexical analyzer. Second one is a syntax analyzer. Third one is semantic analyzer. Fourth one is intermediate code generator. Fifth one is a code optimizer. And fourth one is a target code generation. Now when I'm saying divide the source program to tokens, this is done by the lexical analyzer, that we will see what is a lexical analyzer and how do we divide it to token and what are tokens. And then we group the tokens into syntactic structures, that is done by the syntax analyzer. Then we verify the syntax by using the semantic analyzer. Then we generate the intermediate code by using the intermediate code generator. And then we optimize the code by using the code optimizer. Okay, so performance of machine code is optimized. Now this part is optional. In the same way, we have synthesis part. In this synthesis part, we are going to generate the target code. This target code is given by the assembler, or you can say this is assembler is going to give you the target code. And then you can again optimize this target code, and this is done in the back end. So you can say the entire process is divided into two parts. Number one is the front end, second one is the back end. Okay, so after this videos, I'm also going to upload these presentations. You can take a direct print out of these presentations, or you can have I'm going to write them into a PDF file maybe, so you can use it for further future references for short-term notes. So these are a kind of a short notes which is going to save a lot of time for you. Now see, the new structure which I analyzed is, I got some suggestions from some of you, and what I did is with every video I'm going to give you a PDF file, and PDF file will be having all the notes which we discussed in this video, right? And now this is going to save a lot of time. Whatever topics we could have covered in 1 hour in video, I'm going to cover the entire topics within 15 to 20 minutes, which is going to save a lot of time for you. And even with this PDF file, you will be able to take a direct printout of this PDF file, or you will be able to use this PDF file for future references, so that you don't have to make notes. So whatever I'm going to teach you, just focus on focus on the video. With every video in the next coming in ongoing or the next future chapters, like next future lectures, take a printout of these PDF files, take a printout of video these files, and when you are watching the video, keep them with you as a notes, and you can write your short notes on these PDF files. Okay, so that will be a lot better for us to remember. Now there are different phases of compile that I know that we discussed. There is a lexical analyzer, there is a syntax analyzer, there is a semantic analyzer, intermediate code generator, machine independent code optimization, target code generator, machine dependent code optimization. These are 7 chapters actually. All these are actually 7 chapters. Here these 1 to 5 they act as an analysis part. That means you are going to analyze the program, and from 6 to 7 there is a synthesis part. That means you are going to synthesize the programs. Now when I'm saying lexical analyzer, that means the responsibility of lexical analyzer is it is going to scan the program line by line and word by word from left to right. Okay, that we will see, don't worry how it does it. Then we have syntax analyzer. So syntax analyzer acts as a parser. Then we have a semantic analyzer which acts as a type checker. Then we have intermediate code generator, and then we have machine code optimization. So don't worry, let us look at this in the next part. Instead of giving a brief introduction, let me explain each and every step one by one and in detail. Okay.